This is Steve with Craft Racing, and we've got an update from Woodhaven. We've got the log splitter. The log splitter's in the truck, actually. These guys just chopped down this tree. I could split every one of those logs. But they probably got to take them with. So we did a bunch of splitting down here, and we filled up our area over here. And we've got several weeks of firewood there because the log splitter's going to the house. Log splitter's going to the house because I've got a bunch of wood that I've been holding on for about 14 years that's been sitting in my backyard, and it was curing and was becoming seasoned, and my 6-ton log splitter wouldn't split the stuff, but I'm gonna bring this baby home. It's gonna split everything, and that stuff's finally gonna get done. But anyways, what were we updating about? Well, the railings that we had to put up. If you saw last week's video, there was nothing here. Woodhaven said you got to have a railing around all your deck. So I went to Menards this week and picked up all the wood I needed, screws, everything I needed, and here it is. So it's about 8 feet long. Nicely covers up that whole area there. That's all nicely done. We put the lattice back down there at the bottom. We tied it in over here, so they're tied together. And that's, of course, that railing was there. And we had to do railing on the steps. So we get a close-up of our build. Christopher and I did this yesterday. One thing was nice is if you look at these, so normally it's like flat on the top, and then you got the slope on the bottom. You see all those, they have a slope on the bottom. Well, actually, on a step, if you turn them upside down, you can see how they've got the nice, it's already pre-cut, so I didn't have to pre-cut them, and then just turn them upside down, and you can see now it's flat on the bottom. And then here's our post. And we could have built this anyway. There were no plans or anything. I just kind of decided how I wanted it, and I thought that it was best to have this post back a little further and not have it right at the end of the step. Now watch that sun. Same thing over here. Just turn them upside out and put them in there, screw them into the side. Now I do have to put 4 more screws in there. If you look at a post, you can see they put, besides the lag bolts, they put screws in there. I did not purchase enough screws because I didn't think about that. So yes, I will be doing that. And here we can see that they are perfect. Little trick I used with a level and one of these to get these things perfect straight across. And that's what it looks like. When we took over possession of the property a year ago, about 13 months ago, the only railings they had was they had a 2x4 going onto the step, and the step was sitting on the ground and it was all rotted out and stuff like that because it was sitting ground contact. We've got very thick layer of stone in there. Drainage is beautiful. This stuff is not going to rot. And everything is nicely tied together. It looks wonderful. But continuing my thought, I had lost my thought for a minute. They didn't have any of these ballisters or whatever they're called. We didn't have those here. They didn't have this piece here. We usually need that just for the ballisters to mount to. All they had was just a piece of wood coming down, 2x4, and then they had a 2x4 going down and mounted to the side, and that was it. 2x4s, not this sturdy 4x4. So Ginger's like, I want those on the side, so I gave it to her. So now she's got that, and we can now paint the deck. But it's November, and it might be too late in the year. We may have to do it in the spring. And my neighbor's over there winterizing his camper, getting ready for, looks like we won't see him until the spring. All right, so the lattice is done. Everything on this deck is 100% done, and I still have to return the lattice. It's hanging, I put it up there on screws because I don't have the receipt yet. Got to get the receipt, and then I can take them back to Menards and get my money back. Actually, I didn't get them from Menards. I got them from here at Woodhaven. All right, so there we go. Fire's going down. We'll be leaving probably within the next 2 hours and heading home. I don't know why King's whining, but what are you whining for, buddy? Why are you whining, huh? What's wrong? He's whining. All right. And the chopping up continues. Steve with Craft Racing. And we're out.